Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Select Shandong Cloud Roadshow for International Economic and Trade Cooperation. To further promote the economic and trade cooperation between Shandong and overseas countries and regions, Shandong International Investment Promotion Agency innovated the operational mode of Select Shandong Cloud Platform and launched a series of Cloud Roadshow for International Economic and Trade Cooperation. And today comes the Matchmaking Symposium on the cooperation with International Life Science and Technology Industrial Park with North America. It is hosted by Shandong International Investment Promotion Agency, North American Chinese Investment Council, and organized by Shandong Internet Media Group and GC Business Group. Today's program will be broadcast live across the world on dzwww.com and Haibao News app. And now, please allow me to introduce the guests who are joining us today. First, let's welcome guests from North America side. They are Ms. Lee Weaver, President of North American Chinese Investment Council and General Manager of GC Business Group. Ms. Lydia Liu, Vice President and Secretary General of North American Chinese Investment Council. Ms. Sarah Weaver, Market Director of Serenata Wellness Center. Ms. Emily Lee, Director of Common Spirit Health. Ms. Anna Chen, System Vice President, International Business of Common Spirit Health. And our guests from Shandong side, they are Mr. Jin Xiaofeng, Director of Shandong International Investment Promotion Agency. Mr. Yang Zhongming, Deputy Director of Heze Municipal Bureau of Commerce. Ms. Fang Shan, Head of International Cooperation, Investment Promotion Division of Jinan Medical Center. Mr. Mu Sen, Deputy Director of Heze Modern Medical Port Management Service Center. Welcome you all, ladies and gentlemen. Well, our first speaker is Mr. Jin Xiaofeng, Director of Shandong International Investment Promotion Agency.
Distinguished Madam President, Mr. Lee Weaver, ladies and gentlemen, today we are connected via this Select Shandong Cloud Roadshow for International Economic and Trade Cooperation. First, on behalf of Shandong International Investment Promotion Agency, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude and warm welcome to all the guests participating in this event. North America is one of the most economically developed regions in the world. Shandong attaches great importance to the development of economic and trade cooperation with North America. Over the years, the two sides have maintained a win-win cooperation and is committed to the benefiting and stable economic and trade cooperation. This virtual conference held by Shandong International Investment Promotion Agency and North American Chinese Investment Council aims to promote project matchmaking in the field of life and health cooperation between the enterprises from both sides. It is to our expectation that the platforms and entrepreneurs from both sides can capture this opportunity to deepen understanding and cooperation, and also to tap the huge market potential in Shandong by sharing resources and seeking common growth. Finally, I wish Shandong North America special session of this cloud show a complete success. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Director Jin. And next, please join me in welcoming Ms. Lydia Liu, Vice President and Secretary General of North American Chinese Investment Council. Ms. Liu, please go ahead.
Distinguished Mr. Jin Xiaofeng, Director of Shandong International Trade Promotion Agency, it is to my great pleasure to see you all here to participate in the Select Shandong Cloud Roadshow for international economic and trade cooperation with Shandong International Investment Promotion Agency and to introduce North America International Life Park projects to friends from home and abroad who are interested in medical and healthcare industry. The North American Chinese Investment Council is an international platform jointly initiated and established by the Tennessee-China Development Center, the USJC Business Group, and North American and Chinese enterprises in August in 2020 with the support of relevant North American and Chinese government agencies, business associations, with the mission of assisting international development and achieving a new era of win-win cooperation. I will be committed to giving full play to the and project implementation for enterprises and the government agency that promote investment and trade from North America and China. We will facilitate the bilateral connection in an all-round and multi-level manner. Shandong province ranks among the best in China for many years in terms of the total economic output and GDP growth. It has a large number of international companies investing in the U.S., such as Hema Technology, Triangle Tile, and Qingdao, Methnec, as well as Siemens, Caterpillar, Hyundai Motor, an investment destination favored by Fortune 500 companies and multinational corporations. Shandong International Investment Promotion Agency is a good partner for our association for many years, since the establishment of the Tennessee-China Development Center in 2007. I have been invited many times to participate in industry matchmaking activities of Shandong International Investment Promotion Agency in Jinan, Weifang, and other places, and deeply impressed at the launch ceremony of the 2020 China International Fair of Trade Services. It was one of the 18 Chinese and foreign government business associations that actively responded to our association's initiative to formally promote the initiative for mutually beneficial and win-win investment and economic and trade cooperation. I am also honored to be invited to be the global promotion ambassador of the Choose Shandong Cloud platform. Welcome multinational companies to invest in Shandong. In the post-pandemic era full of uncertainty, international exchange platforms must play a more important role in promoting exchanges and contributing to sustainable economic development. I look forward to continuing to deepen cooperation with Shandong International Investment Promotion Agency and relevant departments of Shandong Province to promote we develop a more high-quality openness and win-win cooperation. I wish this Cloud Roadshow a complete success. Wish you good health. Everything goes well with your work and life. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Ms. Liu, for sharing with us how Shandong and North America can cooperate in trade and investment. And we look forward to an even stronger partnership. And next, let's welcome Ms. Sarah Weaver, Market Director of Serenata Wellness Center, to introduce the Serenata Wellness Center. The floor is yours, Ms. Weaver.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. Thanks for including us in your Shandong Cloud Roadshow today. I'm excited to share our vision with you all. Okay, let me get my PowerPoint up. Okay. So we are Serenata Wellness. Our goals are to promote health, maintain wellness, and restore balance while building community. We're an integrative wellness center focused on whole person health under one roof. Our team of expert practitioners and state-of-the-art facilities promote, support an individual's health holistically and from multiple dimensions. We curate special retreats to allow an individual to explore multiple restorative practices proven to reduce stress, anxiety, manage chronic illness, and bring balance to life in all one peaceful setting. Our approach at Serenata is that we believe that your mind, body, and spirit health is intricately connected, and that the three are inseparable. Restoration and healing of the mind, body, and spirit begins with acknowledging the interrelatedness as foundational to our design. We exist for the sole purpose of educating, empowering, So at Serenata Wellness, we've got wellness practitioners who are experts in the field of physical movement, psychotherapy, lifestyle coaching, and working together as a team to provide customized wellness care. We also have a vision for fitness amenities with a wide variety of classes and well-being spaces like saunas, swimming, yoga rooms, and restoration lounges. Our facilities will be built in natural surroundings with open design concepts to promote optimal health connections with self, connections to nature, and connections with each other. Our lodging and amenities are part of a nature conducive to full relaxation and restoration. Our program has the competitive advantage of healthy aging, maintaining optimal health, lifestyle coaching, stress reduction. We'd also like to include postpartum, post-injury care, nutritional education, herbal and traditional, and internal cleansing. We also believe in that there's a science behind food. We'd like to teach health concepts through mindful eating with in-house nutritionists and cooking classes, also dietitians. We also believe in preventative science-backed focus on brain health, heart, gut, reproductive, anti-aging, weight loss, and stress reduction through meals. Serenata also has trending health innovations. We are seeking health through innovative technologies like neurotherapy, targeted cryotherapy, vitamin IV infusions, infrared saunas, fluorofusion, and sensory deprivation pools, to name a few of our technologies. One of our other focuses is creating a biodiverse, sustainable, eco-driven wellness community with an emphasis on regenerative agriculture, farm-to-table nutrition, and a close reconnection with the land. Our wellness ethos is really based on simple living, ancient wisdom, and fresh foods and herbs grown on site. In the end, mind, body, and spirit health under one roof. Thank you for your time.
Oh, thank you so much, Ms. Sarah. And now let's give a warm welcome to Ms. Lee Weaver, President of North American Chinese Investment Council and General Manager of GC Business Group. Welcome, Ms. Lee.
Distinguished Mr. Lee, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is a great honor to co-host Select the Shandong International Cooperation and Trade Promotion Roadshow. And today we are going to share the Life Science Park and to promote this project to people in Shandong as well as overseas countries regarding our project. I hope through this matchmaking conference to make joint hands to promote the life science development in Shandong province. International Life Science Park is created and jointly started by the North America Chinese Investment Council and USJC Group. The mission of the project is to integrate and to introduce world-class medical training R&D, wellness, rehabilitation, other complicated and complex resources to build the Chinese characters in terms of health pilot zone.
So next, I would like to brief you about our project background. Actually, this project has been introduced in many regions in China in early days. It is targeting to the need of the medical market in China as well as the rehab market. It goes well with China's senior care policies. It is so that this project will promote the healthcare industry and economic development in Shandong. We will be able to make the best use of the great health industry in North America to grow the health industry in Shandong. Now, allow me to introduce to you some resources in Tennessee. Tennessee there are 20 plus public healthcare management groups managing 70% of the hospital beds in US. HCA is one of the largest private healthcare management groups with 180 hospitals. CHC, the largest community health management group with 170 hospitals, headquartered in Tennessee. Tennessee has more than 250 healthcare companies and with 300 professional service providers providing healthcare investment, architecture, design, and human resources, etc. There are also other advantageous resources, for example, like medical devices. In Tennessee, there are more than 17,000 people being employed in the medical device industry with 1,350 companies generating $3 billion revenue, tax revenue. For example, Medtronic, the Smith Nephew, and Shanghai Microport. In Tennessee, there are also abundant R&D education resources. Vanderbilt University. Vanderbilt University is located in Tennessee. It's the medical institution is among the top 5 in the US. It is engaged in various medical care researches, including the cancer research, SARS, etc. A lot of the forefront research being carried out in the Vanderbilt University. Another hospital is St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. It is dedicated for the children care, especially the difficult diseases, cancer, and other rare diseases. It has very good research institutions. Every year, a lot of children flew in from around the world to be cared here. And also, I would like to highlight the elderly care resources in Tennessee. One is the largest, the elderly care group, Brookdale. It's the largest private senior care company. Another is called the Life Care Company. And these groups have organizations throughout the United States. That two companies also headquartered in Tennessee. Next, I would like to mention about the North America Life Science Park project. So currently, the overall designed space will be 1,500 to 2,000 mo. The core construction land will be 1,200 to 1,600 mo. Actually, it will be finalized or detailized with the Shandong actual situation. For the project, there are a couple of things about this project. So first is a medical center. There will be 1 or 2 international comprehensive hospitals with 2,000 beds. This is the initial plan. Of course, we have to communicate with the Shandong local government and the various industry parks for the final plan. Second is the rehab center or the care center. It will be focusing on the prevention for the rehab center. Third is a training center. It will be dedicated for the training of the doctors and nurses and the healthcare personnel. And fourthly, there will be a science and research center. It will be focusing on the research and promotion for the medicine, nutrition, science, combination between Western medicine and the Chinese medicine. And there will also be the senior care or pension center. It will be about health, dementia, hospice, and disability care, etc. And there will also be the supportive facilities like a conventional center. Will be able to host international conventions and conferences as well as international hotels to provide the holiday resorts. And also we will have some land reserved for the organic farming. It's a hope that these land will help these dwellers to plant organic food. And this organic food will be consumed by people living in the park, but also provide organic food to the local community. So for this international life science industry park, we hope that we'll be able to introduce a well-advanced international experience, the science elderly care system, and integrate into the Chinese actual situation, so as to localize this experience. And we hope we'll be able to introduce the managerial system and talents to China by common spirit. And we also hope that we will bring these good practice experience to China. It's also hoped that we'll be able to work with U.S. universities and science and research organizations to train talents in China. Also, we hope that to introduce the international system and integrate to the actual situation on the ground. The healthcare and rehabilitation and wellness are very important, and we hope by developing these areas, we can also develop wellness rehab tourism. It's a hope that this international life science park will be high-end, the high ground for the healthcare, nutrition, rehab, wellness, and will be the international demonstration park. For the cooperation model, our initial idea will be PPP, public-private partnership. The government will provide the land, and we also work with the local industry park to set up the project and have the co-management introduce the various projects to settle down, as well as introduce capital to work out, for example, like a joint venture between China and foreign companies. This will be a very cooperative management model. So that's all. Next, we will also have our partners will introduce to you about how to have the detailed cooperation with Shandong.
Okay, thank you so much, Ms. Lee Weaver, for your wonderful introduction. Our next speakers are two ladies from Common Spirit Health. Emily Lee, Director of Common Spirit Health. She will introduce to us the Medical Center of North America. And Ms. Anna Chung, System Vice President, International Business of Common Spirit Wealth, to introduce the Management System Services of the Medical Center of North America. Well, please go ahead.
Good morning. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen at Shandong, and good evening to the rest of us in North America. My name is Emily Lee. I am legal counsel for Common Spirit Health, and here with me is my colleague, Ms. Anna Chang, who is the System Vice President of the Strategic Partnership Operations and Business Development of the International Business Division. So I want to start off by saying that it's been an extremely difficult and challenging time for business partners from both countries in the past few years, starting with the restrictive economic and trade policies, followed by COVID pandemic, which pretty much immobilized the entire economy in the world. So given today's unique climate, I especially want to thank both Ms. Lee Chen Weaver and Mr. Frank Shid, who is a former colleague, both of us were at the law firm of Baker Donaldson, and he is now at the law firm of Womble Bond which is a very prestigious British firm that has office across the globe, for the opportunity to be here. I really thank everyone to allow me and my colleague Anna to be here and tell you a little bit about the U.S. healthcare industry and Common Spirit Health. So a little bit background about me. I was born and raised in Shanghai, but my 爷爷奶奶 are from Hubei, and my 外公外婆 are from Shandong Yantai Longkou区. When they were teenagers, they joined the Chinese Communist Party and followed them to Shanghai and lived there and settled there, where my parents were born. And I know that if my 外公外婆 were here today, they would be extremely proud of this collaboration platform among all the prestigious organizations here from Shandong in North America. So I live in Houston, Texas, and as you may have heard of, the Houston Rockets is here, and Yao Ming was here playing for the Rockets for 10 years. So in case you want to remember that this is the home to the Houston Rockets. But the reason why my family has moved here to Houston, Texas is because we have the largest medical center in the whole world. And Anna, please advance to the next slide. So this is a picture of the Texas Medical Center here in Houston, Texas. And as you can see, the buildings on the right, it's a twin tower with the two antennas. They're our building, St. Luke's Health, which is a part of Common Spirit Health. And the Texas Medical Center here in Houston is pretty much comprised of top medical institutions and research development. So let me just give you some statistics so you can have an idea of the kinds of volume of patients and cases and bed capacities the Texas Medical Center offers. So each year, we have over 8 million patient visits per year. And even though this number may not be astounding compared to numbers in China, just remember Houston, Texas, the fourth largest city in the whole country, has only 4 million people. So 8 million is a pretty significant number. And these patients come from all over the world. We do 180,000 surgeries, and we have 750,000 emergency visits per year. We have the world's largest children's hospital, and we have the largest cancer hospital here. So I'm going to just skip to the next slide, please, Anna. So now let me introduce you Common Spirit Health, where Anna and I are situated. So Common Spirit Health is the largest nonprofit hospital system in the United States. We have facilities in 21 states. There's California, where Anna is located. Texas, down below, is where I am. And Tennessee, to the further right, kind of middle right part of the country, that's where Ms. Li Chen Weaver and Mr. Frank Xue are located. So as you can see, it is a pretty large presence, and we have over 1,000 facilities. Next, please. So here are some additional numbers. We have 137 acute care hospitals in those 21 states. We have over 1,000 care sites. we have 1.5 million virtual visits, and this number is significantly increased since the beginning of the pandemic. And this number is actually the number from last year, so there's even more now. And as you know, telehealth right now is a very demanding area of healthcare, as we are more and more leaning towards conducting healthcare treatments remotely, and we have telehealth biometric monitoring and medication delivery management for patients who want to protect themselves from not having to go to a physical location, a physical hospital. And that can easily be done using a mobile app or a voice platform or a tablet to communicate with their healthcare providers. So next, just number of employees we have. We have 150,000, 25,000 affiliated physicians. Next, please. So Baylor St. Luke's Medical Center, I'm going to zoom in a little bit more and come back to Texas. So Baylor St. Luke's Medical Center is our flagship medical center here in Houston, Texas. It's affiliated with Baylor College of Medicine, which is a top academic medical school in the country. So we are nationally ranked in 5 adult specialties. It's a large hospital with over 1,000 beds. Next, please. And this is just a map of Common Spirit division here in Texas, and that's where I'm located. We have 15 other hospitals here, and we have 2 large physician groups. And that is just one of the 21 states that Common Spirit Health has presence in. So now I'm going to turn over to Anna Cheng, who is our head of international business and who can tell you more about what Common Spirit Health may offer.
Well, thank you, Emily. It is indeed a pleasure to be able to make this presentation to this esteemed group. I'm going to maybe give a little bit more information regarding the Common Spirit Health System. Emily has mentioned that we have over 1,000 care sites. So what are those care sites and how do we use them? So this diagram here shows you some of the care sites that we have. I'm going to start from home here because our goal is always to keep people healthy at their homes. And that also includes some senior living facilities because as our people get older, they may still be fully independent, but they may need a little bit of help in heavier chores or in some of the health care. So we have both home and also senior care. Then in order to keep these people, our residents, healthy, what do? What we have are primary care clinics and also specialty care clinics. We want each of the residents to be able to have primary care physician who understands their health history. And the purpose of the primary care is to improve health of the public by providing access to medical care. So when people need specialty care, when they have specific diseases, they get referred to the specialty clinics and they will be taken care of by our specialists. Okay. Then at a level that is higher up here, there is the urgent care. Urgent care is a specific type of clinic that is designed to reduce the burden of hospital emergency departments and provide a better patient experience. These clinics open for pretty long hours, especially into the night, and they are designed to take care of minor issues such as colds, flus, sprains, minor orthopedic conditions, etc. And these urgent care clinics do not have beds. So if a patient comes to our urgent care clinic and they will need additional care, then we transfer them to one of our hospitals where physicians and nurses are ready to take care of them. Now, a step up then from the urgent care clinic are freestanding emergency rooms, which may have some beds. In the United States, only some states are allowed to have freestanding emergency rooms, and we do have those in the states that are permitted. When you look at licensed hospitals, Common Spirit Health has rural hospitals. These are smaller hospitals in areas where there is a very small population, and we may be the only healthcare facility within 20 or 30 miles of another healthcare facility. Then when you look at cities, we have small community hospitals and large community hospitals. And the size of these community hospitals are proportional to the size of the population in these cities. Now, the reason why we have urgent care, we have small community hospitals and large community hospitals is so that we can take care of people close to where they live. They do not have to travel long distances in order to get the proper care. And also, we do not have to duplicate expensive equipment and others at every clinic. Then we have the quaternary centers. Emily mentioned about Baylor St. Luke's. That is one of our quaternary medical centers. But as you also saw in the map, even for Texas, they have other smaller hospitals. They have 15 other hospitals so that they can properly take care of the needs of the residents in Texas and send them to the higher level hospitals when there is a need. Over here, when the patients are discharged from the hospital, there are post-hospital care services to take care of them. One is a rehabilitation facility or rehabilitation center where the focus is intensive physical, daily living, cognitive rehabilitation, and very much attending to the whole individual as well as their family. However, not everyone can handle an intensive therapy episode. And we have nursing facilities, skilled nursing facilities that are really designed for the frail elderly, where their recovery is slower and it will take more time. Now, not all patients would be able to immediately return home. When patients have a very severe stroke, they may not be able to become fully independent. So we also have assisted living where different levels of care are provided to the patients so that they can return home. One of the points I want to mention is that for home, we also have what is called home health, where nurses go to the home to take care of the patients, therapists can go to the home to take care of the patients. These are very helpful for patients who may not be able to leave their home. For example, for patients with large surgical wounds, diabetic wounds, post-amputation, their wounds need to be taken care of, and it is difficult for them to travel. So home health services become a very important part of their recovery. Okay. What I just showed you is what we call an integrated delivery system. I just have a map here that shows an integrated delivery system in a metropolitan city. This happens to be Phoenix, but if you look at Texas, you will see the same thing in Houston and also its surrounding cities. You will see that there is a lot more services near the downtown area. And then as you go to the north and also to the south, there are less services. But we also build services as the population grows so that we can attend to the needs of the residents and the population. So that is really how Common Spirit Health and many large systems in the United States take care of their communities. These services, I call them integrated services, which means that we link the services to take care of the patients rather than duplicate the services. And also, the services are created to match the needs of the residents in that particular city. When we look at how to make integrated delivery systems successful, there are some important things to keep in mind that we provide. One is provider alignment, which means that the doctors and the nurses in different care sites have worked with other doctors and nurses in the same system for a long time. They follow the same protocols and procedures. So there is continuity. Secondly, there is full continuum of care. You have seen the number of care sites that we provide, which means that it makes it easier for patients to be linked to the next level of care. Then there is also regional presence. So when you have so many care sites, the different types of care sites in a city, patients are familiar with the Common Spirit brand and know that they have good doctors and hospitals, high quality that they can trust. With clinical integration, the doctors and the nurses use the same clinical protocol and also their procedures. And so when patients go from, say, a rural hospital to be cared for at a large community hospital, there is continuity. They don't have to learn what has been done. They know what the clinical protocols have been. Okay. So now what I want to do is to quickly highlight some of the services that are provided by Dignity Health International. The goal of the international division is to bring the best practices of Common Spirit Health to share with our partners and our collaborators internationally. Depending on the specialty that is needed, we select and invite our doctors and nurses that has the best skills to share their best practices. With this diagram, I will start with the advisory services. We provide advisory services, whether it's on-site or virtually, using our virtual platform. We share our experience and our expertise. The type of work that we do can be expanding a hospital to building a new hospital, or building certain clinical centers of excellence, such as a cardiac center of excellence or a neurology or cancer center of excellence. We help these hospitals and programs to bring their quality to international standards. A more involved model next to it is one where after we develop the clinical services, we also assist in the operations. Because each country and each culture is different, by taking our best practices, we work with our collaborators and our partners to take the best parts and apply it within their culture and within their medical system so that we can take the best of both worlds. Then next to it here is the highest level of collaboration, which includes management and ownership. So I do want to share that we do not have any ownership of hospitals in China, but we do have it in other countries. So what I want to do is go back to this side. So after we, as we share all of these, our clinical expertise with our collaborators, generally they would like to be able to stay in touch. Also, with the pandemic, many organizations, including ours, have significantly expanded their telemedicine capabilities. So through telemedicine capability, we're able to provide education and training as well as consultation to patients whose doctors would like to get a consultation. I want to add that the platform that we use is compliant with privacy laws within China. It is cloud-based in China, so no information leaves China. Then for select collaborators, we're able to work with them in research and development, such as supporting device testing for entry into the United States. Then following teleconsultations for patients, some of them may want to seek medical care in the United States, and we certainly are happy to be able to make the connection and make the arrangement to help them get care at one of our hospitals. And finally, with education and training, which is very much sought after, we provide a number of education opportunities for doctors, nurses, and other clinicians, such as clinical observation, spending time at one of our hospitals with designated mentors, case conferences, attending from China, attending our case conferences and lectures and conferences held in our hospitals. We also have leadership training programs. Training clinical skills is one thing, but being able to train leadership skills is one of the important things that we do, so that we can help them to become better managers and administrators for their organization. On some occasions, we're also able to bring our physicians to China and to other countries for academic exchange. So in summary, we share the depth and the breadth of knowledge in many ways. And I will add here in this slide that in addition to some of the services that you saw in the previous slide, we have established some joint ventures. We have 2 joint ventures in China. One is focused on supply chain. Our other joint venture in China is more focused on clinical services and education. We have a joint venture in the United Kingdom, and this joint venture is focused in providing online education, which could be certificate or degree-based training. It includes leadership training. It includes Masters in Business Development. It's done in collaboration with many universities in the United States. And then finally, we also have a joint venture in the UAE, and that one, we have a minority ownership in a healthcare system in the UAE. And with that, I will close our presentation, and thank you again for the opportunity to share what we do.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for your brilliant and down-to-earth introduction, Miss Emily and Miss Anna. Ladies and gentlemen, let's move to the next part, connecting via the cloud. But after listening to the presentation of the projects, our guest from Shandong Medical Center wants to have further communication with them. Now let's welcome Ms. Fang Shuang, Head of International Cooperation, Investment Promotion Division of Jinan Medical Center, to introduce the Jinan International Medical Science Center firstly, and then to communicate with Ms. Li Weaver from North American Chinese Investment Council and General Manager of GC Business Group, and our guest from Common Spirit Health. Please go ahead, Ms. Fang.
Good morning, everyone. Today, I'm going to share from Jinan Medical Center. I'm Fang Shang, Head of International Cooperation Department of JMC. Today, it is to my great honor to introduce to you our center, JMC. A brief introduction of JMC. What is JMC? Jinan Medical Center, a town of health and healthcare. As Emily said, they has a similar center. So this is a counterpart in Jinan. Our aim is to build a highland for medical science. It is called Medical Silicon Valley. It is located in the west of Jinan, covering 35 square kilometers. It is expected to build 27 million square meters of the building area, and we are very close to high-speed railway with 1.5 hours of railway circle. It covers 410 million people. It takes only 3 hours to travel to Shanghai and 1.5 hours by air to Beijing. The travel is very convenient. Also, the city urban facilities are very perfect and premium. It is very convenient for doctor professionals, healthcare workers, people who want to live here, and the patients. So this here, you can see a 15 minutes radius in terms of the life circle for people living here. In order to build this town, we have hired a internationally renowned consulting company to build this city for us. 4 years have been passed. We have already become the bus harbor for 3 centers. For instance, the National Health Data Center has become one of the first healthcare data center in China. In the future, 160 million people, as well as the patients' data from north part of China, will be integrated into this data center. We want to build these 6 clusters in one called Maurice ecosystem. In terms of Medicare, we have introduced Guamen Hospital, Shulan, Shandong Hospital, Shandong Cancer Hospital. In terms of education, we have built the university located here for GMC, and now we have recruited more than 6,000 faculty members and students, and we have become the healthcare center that can transform R&D results into practices and results. And also, we are working with our international counterparts like Israel, Korea, to carry out R&D as well as internationally influential seminars and conferences. As of today, we have launched 31 projects with 650 square meters in terms of floor plan. Our overall target is to build a number 1 in the province and top level healthcare and innovation platform. It is a once for all opportunity, once in a lifetime opportunity. I look forward to all of you to join hands with us. I hope you can visit us someday in the future for exchange and seek a common growth for common prosperity. Thank you. That's all for my introduction of GMC. I actually have 2 questions for our delegates. First of all, I want to talk to Madam Weaver, and if we can hold this mutual collaboration, in which aspect we can have this partnership, in which aspect we can cooperate with each other. Thank you, Madam Pham. After listening to your presentation, I'm quite impressed. This park has already achieved a large scale, and just now as I introduced our Tennessee state where I live in, we have a lot of medical resources, and also we have a wide network of partners. We also have rich resources in Texas, of course in the US, other states like Ohio, Cleveland in Ohio. We also have resources, and in Florida, we also have a wide network of medical and health resources. We hope for next step, we can continue the discussion with GMC to see what resources you need. We share the mission together, actually. That is, you want to promote education, resources, and for us, we've also focused on wellness and health. Our platform is also trying to promote investment in 2 ways. So I hope that in the future, we can enhance this platform and to introduce international resources accordingly for JMC, no matter for medical devices, R&D capabilities, we have huge potential for cooperation. And for North American Chinese Council, we are a wide platform. We are able to connect to international and domestic resources to meet the demand for JMC for future growth. Thank you. Thank you so much. After listening to your introduction, I think we have a lot of commonalities. I really look forward to our collaboration. Thank you. My next question is for Anna Zhang from CSH. In your presentation, you have already talked about some precedent cases of working with Chinese parties. So can you share the practicality about the collaboration with Chinese parts?
Yes.
With your Chinese partners?
Yes, thank you for the question. And also, I'm very impressed with the presentation from Ms. Fang. As we work with projects, we are always looking to share and learn from each other. So that is really a mutual learning. As far as the projects that we have done a number of projects from clinical program building to hospital development. Perhaps a relevant project to describe to the medical part is the development of a 3A hospital. We had a project where we worked with a technology company to build a greenfield hospital in Hefei. The technology company is a very successful one and would like to establish a healthcare division. And we were honored to be able to work with them on their first greenfield hospital. Our work with them includes architectural design, quality review during the construction process. The construction is, of course, done by a domestic construction company. Clinical positioning, sharing our best practices in staffing, job description, equipment acquisition, clinical protocols. And in the last 12 months of the construction, we did quite a bit of training for their doctors and their nurses, education in quality standards, patient safety, various type of clinical procedures, international accreditation standards, which, by the way, has a lot of similarities to the level 3 standards in China. The hospital, I'm glad to share that the hospital opened on time and on budget and obtained operation license with the first government tour, with the first government visit. We can also work with smaller projects. An example is enhancing a breast center program so that it includes initial risk assessment all the way to rehabilitation and not just the treatment of cancer. So those are some of the projects that we have done in China.
Thank you so much, Anna, for sharing. I hope we can work with each other earlier. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, three ladies, for your hot discussion. And now let's warm welcome Mr. Mu Sen, Deputy Director of Heze Modern Medical Port Management Service Center, to introduce the Management Service Center, then to communicate with Ms. Li Weaver and our guests from Common Spirit Health. The floor is yours, Mr. Mu.有请木森先生. Let's give the floor to Mr. Mu Sen.
Well,
you can start now.
Honorable
Thank you.
distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, good morning, everyone. I'm from Heze Modern Medical Port. I'm Mu Sen, the Director of the Management Service Center. I'm responsible for the attraction of the capital to invest in our modern medical port. I feel very honored to participate Shandong North America International Life Science Park project. I would like to take this opportunity to introduce to you the Heze Modern Medical Port. For Heze Modern Medical Port, it was established in 2019. It is located in the southwest of Shandong. It is in the area of the 4 provinces. Bordering Jiangsu, Henan, Anhui. It has a population around the 120 million, and also this is about 120 million in the 200 kilometer radius, and in the 500 kilometer radius, it has a 400 million population. It is in the major city area of the Heze city. In the east side, there is a Hede Mudan Airport. This is a new airport. And also in the south, it's the high-speed railway station, and the Jiguang Expressway and the Rirang Expressway. These 2 expressways are crossing this area. Within 10 minutes, there are 2 expressways and 1 airport, 1 high-speed railway station. Therefore, you see that it enjoys a very good transport advantage. So this is about our industry priorities, for example, like pharmaceutical research, development, preparation, production, medical apparatus, instrument, modern healthcare, health products, MH headquarters. We are targeting the end product for the great health industry. For the Heze Medical International Port, and for example, roads, water, electricity, heat, gas, and 5G network, these infrastructures are all in place. We also have property management company, and in addition to that, we have the various logistics, warehouses, dangerous chemical warehouses, and also we have comprehensive logistic resources facilities. In terms of the inspection and detection, we have been working with relevant departments and agencies in Shandong. We work together to have the coordinated development in our port. In terms of the business service, we have gathered professionals in our park. We will be able to provide the policy consultancy, especially we have relevant the consulting service for the pharmaceutical production license. They give the service for this license, and for example, the technology transfer, registration, approval, and also we provide the financial service. In terms of the company registration, we provide a service for them to help them to register the capital and issue the license, and help them to do the taxation registration and the bank account opening. We provide a holistic service in terms of administration. In our park, we also provide live service support. And for example, you can have the canteen, the dormitory, the grocery stores, and the entertainment facilities. We have been working Shandong University, the medical school, and we have been working with them to have the joint lab. And also we have been working with the China's Academy of Science, Lunan, the Drug Research Institute, and the Shandong Technology Transfer Center to set up the research centers and lab centers so to provide a CRO service, contracted research organization service. We have also been working with Shandong University, building the innovation and the entrepreneur consortium for the children drug development. This is the joint biomedicine lab. In the park, we have fund support for you. So the total fund raised is 3 billion yuan. And we also have signed a strategic cooperation agreement with Heze, the company and the financial group to provide the strategic fund, total amount of 1 billion for the development. This is the fund of fund. In terms of the development model, we have the administrative committee plus company. This is our model. So by this model, we'll be able to maximize our service to help a company to settle down in the park. These are our investment promotion achievements and some successful projects. These are some famous teams, our experts who have been working with us. For example, Zhang Boli, academician of the China's Academy of Engineering, and also Beijing, the companies. We have also been providing the policy support. There are total 7 the policies. One is to support the product industrialization and also support the company product the certification and also support the innovative service. And 4, support the talent innovation. 5, support the new business pattern or model. 6, create a very sound the innovation environment. And 7 is for the special case, we have case-by-case principle. Okay, I feel very glad. Thank you. Thank you listening to my presentation. I hope that in the future, Heze Modern Medicine Port will provide the good service to you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, now you can raise your question, Mr. Mu.
Okay, I have 2 questions. Okay, I want to communicate with dear Li Weaver. For us, for our port, we would like to introduce some international projects and also some talents. So what kind of resources you will be able to provide for us? Well, thank you. Thank you for your kind introduction. Yeah, I just mentioned, yeah. So for us, for the North America Investment Promotion Center, our council, we would like to make the best use of the international resources to help the bilateral information and consulting service for both sides, for North America and the Chinese companies, and provide support. Shandong Province is our long-term partner. We feel very glad. We know about your Heze Modern Medicine Port, medical port. For your need, I hope that we will be able to introduce more North American companies to your Heze Modern Medical Port. Yeah, in Tennessee, there are a lot of the medical devices companies, not only bigger companies, but also small, medium companies. Maybe so far they have not entered into Chinese market, but they are very potential. for the domestic market, the overall demand is very high. I believe that there is a possible for them to enter into China. I hope that, for example, we will approach you in the future, for example, talking about some fund. Maybe some fund will be available for these small medium companies to help those small medium companies to Shandong, not only in Tennessee, but also in Texas. There are also some wonderful small medium companies. Therefore, we can communicate with each other, talking about to introduce other companies to Shandong, Heze. I'm looking forward to working with Heze Modern Medical Port for further communication and cooperation. Thank you very much. I'm also looking forward to that. And the second question is for Heze Modern Medical Port. Actually, we also need talents and experts. So in terms of talents and experts, so what kind of help you can provide? What kind of service you can provide? I would like to invite Anna and to address this question. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you. So in addition to clinical skills training that I have talked about, we also have a number of programs to develop leadership skills. And the leadership skills are for clinicians as well as non-clinicians, so that they can learn and be familiar with how we run our organization. So even with a large number of care sites, the corporate office runs one system over the many care sites. So there is one system to buy supplies. There is one financial system. So as we provide training, they could be taking, first of all, some online courses. Some of the courses can be done by our very senior executives. And then there would be an opportunity for them to visit our sites to actually be able to spend time being able to see how we run our system, how we look at being more cost effective and more efficient, and be able to take some of the best practices from them.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you. I'm looking forward to learn from you.
Thank you. We wish that both parties can have further communication and exchanges after this online dialogue. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I've reached the end of today's session of Cloud Roadshow. If you have any further inquiries or questions, please feel free to contact us. You are welcome to follow us on our WeChat account, select Shandong, or call Shandong International Investment Promotion Agency at 0531 5176 3557 or 0531 5176 3555, or contact Shandong Internet Media Group at 0531 8519 3668 or 186 788 28218. Once again, thank you all for joining us today. We will soon kick off more sessions for international economic and trade cooperation. Please select Shandong for the shared future. See you next time. Goodbye.